iterations of the card you can say is better than Obosh? Yeah, for sure, for sure. But if you're Mardu and you're playing this version, like this is the reason. Like I don't think you splash blue for iteration in this deck. We are rolling to 5, so the deck was actually bad all along. I think on the old mull to 5, I'm supposed to prioritize my Ragavan a little bit. Maybe this is well, I got kind of punished here. Yeah, obviously, like, you know, if I knew my opponent's hand, I would just cast the Ragavan here. But like, if I really need this Ragavan to make me a treasure so that I can cast the Ranger-Captain. Thoughts on Tombstalker? Tombstalker is an embarrassing card to register in a format where Murktide Region is legal. Embarrassing? Yeah, I mean, I can't think of a better word to describe Tombstalker than embarrassing. In a Murktide Region format. Murktide Neoform? And they found the removal spell. Seems kind of harsh even for my standards. I don't know what my standards are, but these are my thoughts. Is this playable? Should I be on 3 drops? Traverse Shadow. I should be playing 4 Ragavan. I don't know. I think Bloodbraid Marauder is kind of a trap. I don't think that's a card I like that much. I imagine there are some 3-drops you should have in your 75, but I'm not sure exactly which ones. Hold on. I guess I just bait the Drown in the Lock with the Seasoned Pyromancer. Yeah, like, you just gotta get these Bloodbraid Marauders out of here, man. This card sucks. I don't know. It's just like, you can't ever cast it on turn 2. You can't cast this card on turn 2. And, like, you also have, like a lot of Mishra's Baubles, and you've got Fatal Push and Holy Heat. They're just, like, awkward to hit. I think you should just get the card out of there, man. And then you can play, and then that lets you play 4 Ragavan. Lets you play 4 Ragavan. Lets you play, actually, at least 6 instant speed removal spells, which I think you really need. And, and like maybe you could play like another interesting traverse target. I also don't like Beseiju. I don't know. Maybe Beseiju is probably fine, but Beseiju plus Shadow is just so awkward. Having lands that just don't deal any damage is so awkward. I will agree that Bloodbraid Marauder is cool, but just I haven't been impressed by the card. The old Street Wraith combat tricks are back. Yeah, that's my thoughts on this first draft. But I do think that Jund Shadow in general is playable. There's plenty of like 3-drop toolboxy cards that you can get to play, but none of them seem super mandatory either. Alright, I just need to draw Fling and I'll be okay. Alright, I am dead to the Alpha Strike. I'm gonna go to game 2. How am I feeling about Scourge? I don't know. There's like a lot of dress downs still, probably. Maybe less now. But that was my concern before. I don't think that concern has really gone anywhere. Kind of like this. I guess Murderous Cut Relic's kind of awkward. Probably be fine. You still run Dress Down and Grixis Shadow? I think so, yeah. I know that like the card was powerful with Luris, but Dress Down is still just a great card and like particularly good at Grixis Shadow. Channel Hero is good here or not? I don't think so. We didn't see Gurmag Angler, did we? It's really slow though. It's like fragile against counters, easy to play around. I don't know. Could we play Thud? No, you can't play Thud in a deck like this. Just you would play Team or Battle Rage every single time. I guess Thud lets you keep Obosh, but still, it's just like not a card you want to play, I think.
What's up? It's me, your friend, Aspiring Spike.
Penny for my thoughts on food making a comeback. Okay, I don't want the 1 bit for 1 bit does not equal Spike will answer your question, but I don't know. I think that everybody is curious if their pet deck gets anytime any change had happened modern, it's always Spike, is my pet deck gonna be good? And I don't know, maybe, but probably not. Like the Asmo shell is still like pretty easy to disrupt and pretty easy to play around. Think it's better to get Obosh rather than Croaks to terminate Turok? Yeah, I don't think I'm not missing any of those cards super hard. I think like you have you have like your Unearth plan, and you get to play some more relics because you're not playing Croxa. Croxa is also awkward if you want to play the basic planes. Croxa is also awkward if you want to play the basic planes. Turok is good, but I don't think it's a card that I'm sorely missing without like blue-white control being for sure a super like dominant presence in the metagame. I don't think that that's a clear effect we're seeing yet. And Obosh is really good. Like I don't want to get that twisted either. Obosh is great. It's like this it is a very powerful effect to have access to. I think if they kill my Ranger-Captain, I'm probably okay with that. I'll just get them for 1 more. Or Relic over Spellbomb or Soul Guide since they can enter our graveyard. I mean, our graveyard isn't that relevant. It's somewhat relevant, but yeah, like our graveyard is relevant for like our Unearths, but it's also true like with like people are spoiled. People are spoiled and thinking that Nile, Spellbomb, and Lantern are the best graveyard hate in the format, but like those cards were only even like really in the conversation as like for a deck like this because of Lurrus. Like with Lurrus being gone, Relic is much more effective graveyard hate. But before, like Lurrus was, you know, like Lurrus could recur Lantern and Spellbomb, and that was like why you would always play those cards in the shadow decks. Well, Lurrus is gone. Relic is a lot more powerful. How bad is Dark Blast? Pretty bad. People are just like, you know, Dark Blast is the kind of card you play to feel really smart, and a card that you play if you hate Ragavan, but there are better cards to play probably for almost any deck. And you know, Ragavan is like usually like the only target for Dark Blast in the mid to late game. So like dredging it, you can't like dredge it to kill a channeler, you know. How bad is Dismember? I think Dismember is not correct to play. Like Dismember used to be good when there was like when you had Fatal Push and really just Fatal Push as your only good removal spell, maybe Bolt. But now that you have access to like in this deck Prismatic Ending, there's a lot more varied removal that you have access to. I don't think it's just very necessary to play a card like Lightning Bolt anymore. Sorry, a card like Dismember. Where's the super large hat? The large hat died, unfortunately. Could give this pro red because of Ragavan. The large hat died to an unfortunate. It broke. I can't remember how it got broken, but it is broken. So they're dead to lightning bolts. About Dark Blasted deck that's on my grave. I mean, that's 3 mana and card disadvantage to kill a 1 toughness creature. I just don't know, man. It just doesn't seem any good. Alright, I'll play it like this so I'm not dead to a lightning bolt on their end. Is there ever a case when you don't sack Ranger-Captain response to getting a target with removal? I mean, I guess if you want them to cast like a Thoughtseize or something. Yeah, again, Dark Blast is, I really feel like the kind of card that you just outsmart yourself with. Like, it's super cool. It's, like, really fun. You get to feel like a genius dredging it over and over again. But it's just not that powerful, and it's not good against almost any deck in the format. And it's also true, you also probably should just be playing Plague Engineer instead a lot of the time. Alright, I like their sideboard plan. We also got to keep 7 cards at a time, I think, which is great. And yeah, we have 3 Unearth in the main, so we don't have any extras on the side. Yeah, I'm gonna Lightning Bolt the Ragavan on turn 1 to play around Spell Pierce. This is definitely like a way to lose. This matchup is have the Spell Piercer Bolt or kill your creature that you played to block. I've also like become very much just okay with getting dashed Ragavan on turn 2. The more and more I play Modern and the more I get hit by a dash Ragavan on turn 2, the more I actually think that it's a pretty weak play. Yeah, like obviously they have some hits that are pretty powerful, but like I just get to now get ahead on board. I get to play 2 threats. They spend 2 mana to not impact the board. I guess maybe you could consider getting a treasure token, some value, but again, just the more and more I play Modern, the more I'm just totally okay with getting hit by the monkey on turn 2. Yeah, famous last words for sure. Yeah, I think here I like playing Giver Ragavan. The next turn I can play Unearth Thoughtseize Shadow. I may still block if they dash it here, but it's just like I spent 1 mana, they spent 2 mana. Just not that crazy. Reed, thanks for the raid, dude. Got a Reed or raid. Welcome everybody from Reed stream. I've been working on this Mardu Death Shadow deck that plays Obosh as a companion. Just recorded a video for it for Channel Fireball, doing a deck guide for CFB Pro. That will be up this week. It's been pretty good so far. I'm actually 9-1 with this list at the moment. There's Ragavan, 4 mystery cards, holding up a removal spell, I guess. Oh, weird. I guess I don't know why they did this. I'm taking the Turok though, I think. Oh, maybe sorry, I took that. That was a bit rash. Yeah, the Turok would have only gotten 1 card. I think I was supposed to take the Expressive Iteration. Got a hat for Kaigatai. Do you have a hat preference? Do you want me to choose? Headbands. Yeah, we can do that, Bam. Where Ragavan, not DRC. DRC is not that good without Bobble, and it's also true, like, you channel... Giver is a good 1-drop in this deck, too. And so, like, you're not, like, that hungry for another good 1-drop. And then it's also true DRC plus Bobble is a lot of slots that's hard to fill up, too. It's a lot of cards. I tap Giver runes. Yeah, I kind of want to find room for a 3rd Giver, too. Let me go get the headband. Yeah, they messed up really bad. So we put on his hands Expressive Iteration, Ragavan. Giver plus Ragavan has also felt really good. Not a bad hit. I have lost a little weight, yeah, mind games. Not that much though. I just kind of stopped drinking a little bit, not even all the way. So, Thoughtseize iteration. Yeah, it turns out that stuff's bad for you. Nobody told me. They just keep advertising it to me on my children's TV shows. They're doing to change the hat? No, there's only one hat redemption a day. Alright, GG. Why didn't they just... They weren't dead on board if they cast Ragavan, were they? They were. I just pro-read this. Attack with the Forge-Tender. Do on decks and paper. So I do, yeah. Although... A lot of them were Luris decks, so I don't own Seasoned Pyromancer or Liliana, so I guess I'm maybe missing a few decks now. But I own some paper decks. Advantage of Mardu over Grixis. Well, a big one is Obosh. Ranger-Captain is also absurdly strong in this deck too. Grixis is, your deck also gets to be pretty good against Grixis. Like you saw that game, we have access to a lot of 3-drop 2-for-1s with Seasoned Pyromancer and Ranger-Captain. And I think that those cards really shine in like these like grindier Shadow Mirrors. Op felt strong. Awesome. Yes, I haven't cast a Snapcaster in a little while. It's kind of on my to-do list. I mean, we'll keep the double Street Wraith hand. Maybe I'll try to play this in the Burrenton, but I'm missing a lot of cards for this. I don't have Seasoned Pyromancers or Ranger-Captain. I own an Obosh, I don't know where it is. I have Giver. I should have the mana base or most of it. I don't own Street Wraith. I don't own Fulminator Mage. But it's really these cards are tough. Maybe I think I actually maybe I did buy Ranger Captains. I did buy Ranger Captains for the Boros deck. Maybe I'm actually pretty close to having this for the Burrenton. What says they have the spiciest trash? I think Lily could play Pyromancer if you wanted to. I think not in this exact build because not if you want to play the Unearths in the main. I really like the Unearths in the main. Unearth's so good with Ranger Captain, but you kind of need like extra good cards to Unearth. So Seasoned Pyromancer feels like a good fit. But if you could build it where you go -4 Seasoned Pyromancers, +4 Lilianas, plus like 2 Giver of Runes, and I'm not sure what else gets in there, but you could make it work. Well, I guess my opponent wasn't lying. Is this where our big win streak comes to an end? Maybe it is. Ah! We were sent to the freaking Shadow Realm by Fervent Champion. Oh man, I thought anything that could violent would trade with Ragavan. How are they playing Fervent Champion with? How are they putting equipments on this? With in their Ancient Ziggurat deck. Wait, why are they playing like what? What is happening? Yeah, someone get Javier in here. They don't need equipments. It's just a 1/1 first strike. Oh, Night Tribal. Night. I see. I'm gonna play the Shadow. I wish I had another black source to cast the Inquisition, but I think I need the Shadow in play here. It's just 5-color humans? What do you mean it's just 5-color humans? They've got Werewolf Pack Leader and Fervent Champion. This isn't just 5-color humans. Both those are humans. I've been had. If attacking causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control the trigger, it triggers an additional time. So that triggers off of Fervent Champion, and Adeline. It's pretty good. Pretty good, huh? This also triggers, that's the idea? Oh man, that was rough. It's pretty cool though. I think we're gonna lose. Shadow is like pretty historic, but like these versions of Shadow are pretty historically bad against humans too. Yeah, they did not come to play, huh? They did not come to play. That was awesome. The freaking fervent champion. I thought for sure anything they violed in would trade with the Ragavan there, but I was wrong. Javier actually made a tweet talking about how fervent champ beats Ragavan in a head-to-head fight, and he was right, huh? So let's give points list of faux pas. I wouldn't say faux pas. I just don't usually like to do it. Because here's the thing: if anybody ever asks me for a list in chat, I don't want to send it to them. if people ask me for a list on Moto chat, I always tell them no. And so if that's gonna be the case where I'm gonna say no to people asking me for lists, then I'm not gonna ask other people for lists. It just doesn't feel fair. Grixis, Blueback Shadow, Obosh could be possible. No, if you're playing blue, you need like the main reason to be playing blue. If you're gonna be Grixis, all the good blue cards are 2 mana, so you can't. I don't think you can play Obosh and play Grixis. But in Mardu, like there's not that many good 2-drops. Hey, if you have a Twitter, where do you post your list? What is it? I don't know, man. It's like a lot. I don't know. Listen, if I'm not gonna, be willing to share people lists, like a lot of times, like I'm testing off stream, and people ask me for lists, and I say no, just wait till the stream. And so, but if I'm gonna say no, it's just not fair for me to ask, I think I take the Dismember. No, let me take the Sanctifier here. Actually, I can take the Dismember with the Thoughtseize. It's just like such a nightmare if I take this. If I take the Dismember first and then the Sanctifier, and they just draw a second Sanctifier in this draw step, and I get to at least live through that nightmare, taking the Sanctifier first, and maybe it'll be 1 card deeper, Reflector Mage. Yeah, I kind of like just leaving them with, 2-3 drops that they need to draw land for. Neither of them are very good here. Made a mistake, I think, playing Cavern and not the Secluded Courtyard I knew about. Obviously not a very big mistake. Is Charm now way better in Murktide with his Dolorous? I mean, it's probably worse. Because like if the Death Shadow deck is worse, then that was one of the big reasons to play Charm. But I mean, Charm is just a great card. It's good in most metagames. Even it's never truly bad in any metagame, and it fits really well into the Murktide archetype. And it's also my favorite card ever, admittedly. Hey, Jarvis, how's it going? You phrase it as my viewers request your list. Dude, that's so douchey. Yes, I'm aspiring Spike. I've got thousands of people in my chats right now. I think it's in everybody's best interest if you provide your deck list post haste. Chop chop. Hurry up, please. I'm aspiring Spike. Give me your deck list. Type that exactly. Alright, let me take this turn first. Do you know who I am? I'm aspiring Spike! Give me your list! Give it to me! Is this a knight? It's not even a knight. Is that my fancy voice? That's just usually how I talk to Esther. Just kidding, that's a joke, chat. Handed over that thing, your deck list. It's pretty good. To be honest, I feel like I non-verbally communicate with Esther more often than verbally. A lot of the time. Pretty sure we're just supposed to go Ranger-Captain Shadow. Like, when you spend all of COVID with somebody, eventually you're just, like, pretty good at, like... I don't know. Being able to perfectly read what another person's thinking at every moment. Alright, well, punish for not casting the Angler, I guess. Jeez. I mean, I think I really need to get the, Giver down. Oh. I'm gonna double block. Should have bolted pre-combat, though. I forgot that this would give an extra Exalted trigger. Yeah, I'm fine trading Giver of Runes for Sanctifier, though. So now I don't need to bolt the Hierarch. It's fine. Do I get a second Shadow? I should play my fetch land first. But do I get a second Shadow, or do I get the second Giver? I think I just get a second Shadow. Yeah, back it in. Ranger-Captain is very, very good in the archetype. Alright, can we beat Ishin humans? Hopefully. Prismatic Ending also being like a main deck, or, you know, I guess main deck's not that relevant, but having like answers to Sanctifier or better answers to Sanctifier is pretty nice too, compared to Grixis. Have to mulligan that hand. Let's keep this one. Put back second Ragavan. I would be maybe somewhat inclined to keep second Ragavan if I didn't have the Giver. Sorry, little one. Could Giver fit into Boros Stoneblade? Yeah, maybe. It's a lot of one drops, but Giver's really good. I wonder if like maybe like use like Sideboard Magus and Boros Stoneblade in some metagames, just play Giver instead. It's millions of one drops. Pretty good one drop though. Pretty sure I get Godless Shrine. Well, I guess it's kind of tough because double red gives me Ranger-Captain, double white gives me sorry, double white gives me Ranger-Captain, double red gives me Seasoned Pyromancer. You put Uttering Offline Arline. I did the first, dude. I bottomed the Ragavan. No, dude. I didn't even shuffle. I drew the other two Ragavans. It's so funny. I didn't even shuffle. Yeah, I did the first couple Elden Ring streams on stream, but I'm not that good at it, so I moved it off stream. Just get a swap. We should revisit Brought Back. I'm maybe down at some point. Adeline's so good. Got 4 toughness. Our draw was bad this game, dude. Esper Shadow with Ranger-Captain, Murktide Teferi. That's too many dopey dirtily cards that don't actually work with Murktide very well. Murktide Regent is a really good card, but it's also like absolutely a card that has a very hard deck building restriction. You know what I mean? Taking 5 here. You really need to top deck a Shadow, and even then, oh no, it's a crazy top deck. Yeah, I think we're losing to the wacky humans list. if I hit Deputy, Detention, Copium. A yield. This was too spicy. Do you think Elves is bad shape at the moment? Yeah, you could probably find me at any point on the timeline in plus or minus 3 years from this point asking the question. I'd be like, yeah, it's in pretty bad shape. Yorion. Oh, so it looks like the Affinity deck. Okay, yeah, I'd be happy enough, I think, to trade Ragavan for Sentinel. Yeah, but it kind of, I don't think it really matters too much where you find me on the timeline. I'm probably going to tell you that, yeah, Elves is in a bad shape. Humans acts like it's bad against Fury. You haven't felt bad against Fury since you registered an Elves deck. Humans acts like it's bad against Plague Engineer and Ridden 6. You don't know the pain. I actually kind of feel like I just don't offer the trade anymore. Cause like now that this is in play, like I could just use the Sacred Foundry to pay for Esper Sentinel. I don't need to like get the Sentinel off the field that badly. Has Unearth been decent for me in the deck? I've liked Unearth, yeah. Unearth's really good with Ranger-Captain. Ranger-Captain Spyro, and obviously getting back your Shadow and Ragavans are bad. Bounce is the giver. Do you need to play 3 Unearth? Maybe not. You could maybe cut the 3rd Unearth, 3rd giver, but what happened, Jarvis? Did Unearth? I don't know. I think the card's great. I just and it's also like helps you like flesh out your Fulminator Mage sideboard plan pretty well, I think. You got it against Unearth. Just really enter it. Yeah. Do you have like thoughts you want to share on like what you don't like about it? Because I do respect your opinion. Want to know what the idea is. Cycling 2 is bad. Well, I think the main times where you cycle for 2 is when your opponent's got like Rest in Peace in play. Unearth is bad unless you're filling the yard with mill or discard. I don't know if I agree with that. Well, them drawing Prismatic Ending definitely makes me leaving them with Endurance a little worse, huh? Yeah, DRC, like, you can't really play DRC without Bobble, I think, and then you lose Obosh, but, you know, obviously DRC is a totally reasonable card to play. Unearth, like, all the main deck Unearths also, like, help you just, like, if you main deck Unearth, you're super favored in the Shadow Mirrors, too. It's, like, it's just kind of the best card. Feels like there's too much Prismatic Ending, March Solitude that weakens the power of Unearth. Well, at least in this deck, like, Ranger-Captain sacks to itself, and so, if they're gonna exile it, you get to Unearth it. You also just get to do some, like tricks with the Ranger-Captain Unearth, too, sometimes. I could definitely see going down 1 copy, but I also like think when you're still like pretty new on a more, you know, experimental type version of the deck, like I like to play more copies of a card like Unearth to see how it is than less. Okay, Yorion in the hand. See if they got Solitude, I guess. Not that we are ever beating a Solitude. I think I need to stop them from being able to minus the Teferi. Just force them to chump block the Shadow. Hit the Teferi for 1, play another Death Shadow, then if they play the Yorion, they're dead. This is deck tier 1 strategy. Tier 1 doesn't mean anything. I do think this deck is good. I recommend it to you. I'm currently 10-2 with the list, which is pretty good. I recommend the deck to you though. So we lose to white card Solitude, nothing else really. Yeah, you might be able to get some good insights on the list, Jarvis. I at the very least don't feel like the Unearths are mandatory, but I have liked them. And I think that like they're one of the reasons to play this version. For me, I guess to also ramble, just repeat myself over and over again, like I do all stream, every stream. Okay. I miss Luris, drawing with Luris whenever I want. I mean, yeah. Yeah, Luris is better. But this version's been pretty good. Their deck is weird. Main deck Endurance, Teferi, Stoneforge Mystic. I'm trying to visualize what their list looks like. I think I'm just gonna resubmit. They play DRC in the Feeding Stimulus deck? No. Like, you just become a lot... all of a sudden, you turn on Prismatic Ending for them, and then there's also, like... You're also cutting, like, another good enabler to make room for DRC. But, like, one of the biggest strengths of Phoenix is just being Prismatic Ending proof, or almost Prismatic Ending proof. What about Solar decks and New Modern? Solar is a card I really, really like, and, every time I feel Nassif's heart drifting away from mine, I decide to register Soul Herder in a deck so he'll love me again. But thankfully, Nassif and I are like this now, and I think that's the only reason to register Soul Herder right now is to gain points with Nassif. For the most part, I think the card's kind of fragile at the moment, not a card that I think has been graded for a while. Let's send this one back. Okay, gotta keep on 6. Fulminator Return for Tron. Well, you know, that's not the only big mana deck in the format. The most popular big mana deck in the format is Titan. And I think that in your Unearth deck, it's really not a conversation of like Fulminator versus Charmal exactly. It's like Charmal is just not good enough against Titan. Fulminator plus Unearth can be good enough against Titan. But obviously, if I felt like I didn't need to prepare for the Titan matchup, then I would be all over Charmal. I guess it's Prismatic Ending, then attack with Ragavan. This is obviously gets blown up by Ice Fang, but they're an 80 card deck. Have I got a Fulminator Veiled yet? Not this deck. I have had Fulminator Veiled before. It's demoralizing. Alright, we'll have to trade now. Just Blood Moon. Yeah, you played Magus of the Moon over Blood Moon if you wanted to. It is possible you wanted... Oh, well, no. I was F6. I was F6. I thought for sure they'd take the block there. I would have definitely cast a discard spell, sorry. Magus of the Moon and Phoenix. You could do that. Ashiok's also kind of good at Phoenix because you get to mill yourself, but... You could do that. Yeah, so I feel like you just always take the trade, you know? Or sorry, this is a trade like I always make a Sentinel for Ragavan. Because like the Ragavan gets to pay for the Sentinel if you let it connect. Isolate first. There's not really any reason to isolate before Inquisition. I guess I take the Jace instead of the Solitude. Why do you have a metal plate on your head? Don't ask questions you're not ready for the answer to. Thought you was a fan of Sentinel not trading with DRC Ragavan. Sentinel try. No. Don't. No, sorry. You don't want to trade Sentinel for DRC. You always trade for Ragavan. I'm sorry if I've led you astray in the past, but yeah, you don't. I was kind of hoping they drew a counterspell here. Yeah, you're usually pretty happy to trade DRC for, or sorry, to trade Ragavan for Sentinel, or like you just take that trade. But you never trade Sentinel for your opponent's Channeler in the early game. The plan on working on the bank control list from the energy. Yeah, I mean, like the thing about the blue-white control decks is like all the blue-white control players are the most rabid, passionate, dedicated fan base of any archetype in the whole format. But the thing is, like, the problem with blue-white is that you just have to see how the metagame settles before you build a list. You just have to wait to see how the metagame settles to figure out what the best way to build blue-white is. And the metagame is not settled yet. Fourth Pyromancer have diminished returns because when you draw 2, you never get value for both. Yeah, but you get to discard, like, I think that's kind of somewhat flawed logic, because you do get to... I'm trying to think if I want to gain 3. I think I'll gain 3. My life total is kind of low. I think that logic's not great, because it's like you get to discard the other Spyro for some value. You know, if you're casting the Seasoned Pyromancer, you're doing okay. And like it's not that different from like discarding any other spell to Seasoned Pyromancer, like any other 3-drop. You know what I mean? Is it reasonable to sack there? It's not gain life for Shadow. Yeah, well, we were just talking about like that. I said, do I want to gain life or not? And I think being at 4 life, they've got a Solitude in play. They probably have Ice Fang in their deck. I think that I would rather just go up to 7. Like my Shadow plus Obosh next turn is going to kill them, so I don't even like need to... I don't even like need the Shadow to be a 10/10 by itself here, necessarily. Yeah, so here we go. Shadow at my opponent, Seasoned Pyromancer at Jace, Elementals at my opponent. I think I have Ice Fang. If they're going to shock there. Could have March as well. Two cards in their hand. Pretty behind on board. I guess they are just like another Solitude away from catching back up, though. I don't think they have Verdict in their Stoneblade deck. I don't know. People are kind of crazy with their verdicts. Like there's this weird fringe group of blue-white X players that are like, they play like the slowest pile of blue-white value creatures you've ever seen. Like Kitchen Finks, Restoration Angel, Vincer, Wall of Omens, Charming Prince, so like sometimes Soul Herder, just like the slowest, dirtiest value pile ever. And then they also just play like 4 Supreme Verdicts too. It's just the weirdest group of blue-white players. And I just like it's like they just have like 4 verdicts in their 30 creature deck. I'll mulligan this. Put back either Ending or Bolt. I think I'll put back the Bolt. Yeah, they're kind of tough to tell. I think I just generally recommend not overthinking that decision too much. I do also recommend playing Giver first. Okay. 2 cards in their hand. 2 more cards in their hand. I have a ruling bug question. I'll see if I can help. Can we just have Mox Opal back, please? Please, Spike, I'll be good. I'll only put it in fair decks, I promise. I'll just put it in bad decks. Come on, please give me back Mox Opal. I promise I won't play it with Urza Saga. Yeah, the 8-cast deck is so fun. Yo, Relic Emery combo. Not that big a deal. Yeah, I do remember Vinny. That was really funny. Yeah, I hope that Tony took it well, huh? They popped the Relic? I guess they didn't really have anything good to get off the Emery anyways. Yeah, I guess that's fair. Then to the equip there. Alright, let's bring in the Wear Tears, the Murderous Cut. Don't think I'm bringing in Giant Killer. Kind of like this sideboard. Yeah, first ever Relic pop. It's a pretty good draw by them. We can keep this on the play. We have a Bolt to remove a blocker for Ragavan. We got a Street Wraith with the extra draw. We have our sideboard card in Wear Tear. We have Street Wraith Shadow. Yeah. Keep. Giant Killer good in the match. I don't know if I agree. Like, killing a Nettlesist token's not that good, because they can move the Nettlesist over. Killing an Urza Saga token is very mana inefficient. Because they you know, you're spending 3 mana to kill an Urza Saga token. It's like usually not gonna be, whoa, what the hell? They're usually gonna be not that good of an exchange for you. And those are like really your only targets too for the Giant Killer. I don't think that the tapping is that good. If you do think the tapping is good, then maybe that's just where we disagree. Yeah, I could be overlooking the tap effect, but it's also 2 mana to tap. That's so much in your shadow deck. And I don't even think it's like, is it good against them? Maybe against the Nettlesist? Ever played Tooth and Nail combo in Modern? I think I did for a donation deck once, and will never again. Pretty sure I need a Thoughtseize here. Aether Spellbomb, Moonsnare Prototype. They only have 3 mana to take the Aether Spellbomb. These Mox Ambers are looking really bad. I'm really surprised they're playing 2 Mox Ambers. I'm also really surprised they cast the Moonsnare instead of tried to channel. But people just kind of forget that you can channel this card sometimes, I think. Takes 5. It's got lethal next turn, or at least we could force a jump block. Their hand is just a Mox Amber. They drew another land for turn. I think I'll use the Bolt for mana efficiency. Oh, well. I guess this just kills, because if the Welding Jar gets tapped removed from combat, it wasn't mana efficiency, it was just a win actually. Humans was our loss this league, the spicy Ishin Humans list. Did that chatter ever comment what their ruling question was? That was Previn. Okay, so I played Sundial of the Infinite. End of turn, stealing creature. Keep this in. Creature goes back to opponent. Yeah. It's not a bug. That's how that works, unfortunately. Because the turn ends, and that's when you lose control of the creature. But usually, flicker effects like Ephemerate will let you keep control of a stolen creature. I can play turn 1 Shadow. I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to turn 1 Ragavan, though. Oh, was I supposed to get a Blood Crypt so I can go Murderous Cut plus Shadow next turn? Maybe I was. So because I got the Ranger-Captain in my hand. Wait, my opponent didn't put 7 permanents in play on turn 1. Weird. I could save the Murderous Cut. I think I'm not gonna. I can sell the full cards in case I hit a 2-drop, but there's not really too many 2-drops I could really see myself casting here, to be honest. But there's also like almost no other card. I don't care about any of these cards being in my yard. I doubt my opponent blocks. Well, I think that I don't necessarily want them to untap with Emery anyways, but I think that's a favorable block for them. It's also like important to never underestimate the degree that people despise to be hit by Death Shadow. People despise to take a hit from Death Shadow. Oh, sorry. People despise to take a hit from Ragavan. Sorry, Ragavan. Like people will jump through many hoops to not take a hit from the monkey. People will solitude it after you dash it on turn 2, which is like never correct. Yeah, same card, huh? Maybe we could have upkeep sacked. Guess I still can upkeep. I can still sack. Should have done this sooner, but stopping them from casting Nettle Cyst means I'd probably win, so. How's the deck looking so far? I'm currently 11-2 with it. I guess now 12-2. 12-2. Feeling pretty good. Could get a 4-1 prediction going. We're in a pretty fast league. I've got the Giant Killer for Murktide. I'm not sure, like, I also haven't been playing against Murktide much. Okay, thanks, Dalton. You don't have Seasoned Pyromancer, do you? I don't think you do. Lurrus is unbanned. You know what that means, chat? You know what Lurrus being unbanned means? Grimflayer? That card is playable again. Lurrus unbanned? Let's get some Grimflayers in here, huh? My chat opponent says, "Don't make fun of me to chat because of Flare." Yeah, I wasn't. I would not do that. What do you mean? I'm not gonna make fun of Grim Flare. That card's reasonable. I think I'm gonna take it. Can't take Flare. Yeah, can't take a card that you would make fun of. But they have 2 bolts now. The Flare is too good. It's too good. I can't let it live. It's too dangerous to be left alive. Wait, they're not bolting the Giver? Oh, Magic Online. The biggest quality of life improvement, I think, to Magic Online would be them auto-managing the revealed zone like they do in Arena. That would be so nice. Will Ragavan be next ban? I'll have to look on the calendar. It's either that or your favorite card. I'm not sure. I'm not sure which one's next. Oh, sorry, I should have sacked, obviously. Not Baleful Strix, please. Well, I'm gonna get my hand empty so the Turok's not too scary. Then I could leave Ranger-Captain in the graveyard for top decked Unearth. Was that art and Turok? It's the alternate art. I think I have these in paper. I kind of wish I had the other ones in paper, but I have this one. The like sexy goth Turok, you know. He's like, oh, don't look at my face. I'm too ugly, but you can look at my abs. You can look at my abs. It's my Turok impression. Inquisition there on Turok. I do think I want the extra removal spell in this matchup. I think I want to go down on the Thoughtseizes. I don't know that I want Relic. I probably just don't. We'll see maybe what their list looks like more. I think we can beat the Grimflayer without Relic. Carried by zombies again. I top 8'd the last Hunter Burton with Grixis Shadow. I'll just have to top 8 this one with Mardu Shadow. I mean, I don't think anybody would complain if I lost to Grimflayer, huh? I think I have to keep on 6, put back the 3-drop. Where's my head been from? It's from this like kind of obscure anime, Naruto. It's actually a prequel to the more famous show Boruto. I'm really more of a Boruto fan, but yeah, I gotta pay homage to the original, I guess, even though it's not as good. Yeah, the show's about Boruto's dad, but I kind of glossed over it. I don't know, prequels are just never as good. I guess we're attacking. Why not Bone Crusher for a 2-mana card? Because it's a really weak 2-mana card. I am like super anti Bone Crusher Giant. That card has never impressed me in Modern, and I don't know if it ever will. But I have never like even in Rhinos it's fine. Like Rhinos is like the first deck I've registered Bone Crusher and been like, yeah, okay, this is a fine spot for it. But outside of Rhinos, I just have never been impressed by the card. You know, it's just so medium. Yeah, untapping with 2 givers would be a big deal. We'll see if that actually gets to happen. Nope. 1 card still left in their hand. A lot of good top decks for us. I guess this Seasoned Pyromancer card is not too bad. Who would win a fight between Obosh and Yorion? I mean, obviously Obosh. Obosh deals 6 damage to Yorion. Yorion deals 4 damage to Obosh. Obosh wins. Obosh wins. Yorion with prep time. We're in too deep chat. Alright, I'll protection from Red Giver or Seasoned Pyromancer in case they dash Ragavan. Not super duper. I'll dash Ragavan though. I think they cut Grimflayer from their list for Ragavan, actually. Last card is Terminate. That's okay. Attack for 2. Play Monkey. Just playing Reckless Rock and afford the upgrades post-ban. What's a good deck to play your Ragavans in? Maybe the Anvil deck that I've been playing this morning. The Oni Cult Anvil deck. That deck's actually like probably perfect for you to slide into. I don't think there's really too many things you'd be missing that aren't expensive. Most of the deck's pretty cheap. There's also Murktide Regent. Always a good option. I think it's better to Seasoned Pyromancer token here rather than Obosh in hand. Although it's close, I guess. Liliana is not looking her best here, huh? I have been a staunch. I've been a Liliana defender. Say that Liliana is playable again. Not that great, but playable. Doesn't look that good here. Could be better. Yeah, Liliana of the fail. Did we get to Angler plus Obosh? Blah. Guess I'll just bolt an Angler then. That is true. Liliana is kind of a war criminal, huh? Where were the signs? She was just like a cute, you know, fun, exciting young planeswalker who sold her soul to 4 different demons in a demonic pact. Where were the signs that Liliana was a bad guy all along, huh? Okay, I think that's going to do it for me today. A little early today, but the last 2 days have gone kind of long. This deck continues to be great. I think I'm pretty happy with where the list is at the moment. We'll probably play a little bit more of it this week, as I am probably going to try to play this in the Hunter Burton this weekend. I'll need to get Street Wraiths and Seasoned Pyromancers and Fulminators, but that should be pretty doable. Okay, I have been Aspiring Spike. Oh, hold on.